Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, or in all likelihood, welcome to the channel, to SonarFishing. This may be your first time because this is not the regular type of video that I normally do, but it's going to be a lot more frequent because my wife and I just bought this 17-acre property about a year ago. And it's actually part of 70 acres that I went in with two other partners. We split the 70 acres into 4 separate lots, and our lot is 17 acres. And so I'm going to be doing quite a bit more like landscaping, property maintenance, homesteading type videos, as my wife and I learn how to do all these things. These are all new skills to us. We never owned any type of property that we really had to maintain to this extent, not even close. And so, we've got the YouTube channel, might as well use it for all the different things that we're going to be learning. And I'm really excited to kind of bring you guys along the process, because over the years, we're going to learn a lot of new skills and use a lot of different equipment. Today, we're going to talk about a piece of equipment that, of course, is super important for any large parcel, any large property, and that is our tractor. So when we bought this property, we started talking with some friends, and they're like, you're gonna have to buy a tractor. I'm like, gosh, I didn't even think about that. But then I started thinking about it a lot, got really excited, and we finally pulled the trigger. We got this KUBOTA L3901. And we ended up getting this tractor. It's actually my buddy, one of my neighbors, and I both bought it together. And so we're sharing this tractor. It's working out perfectly. No reason to buy 2 separate tractors for, people side by side. And obviously you want to have the right buddy to share a tractor with. And he is the right buddy, and we're having a good time with it. And I think we made the right choice. The way that I operate is I do a lot of research on stuff, and then I pull the trigger. I'm a little bit impatient, but I also, with big purchases like this, I do a lot of research and just make sure that we're making the right choice. And so after all that research, we ended up choosing the KUBOTA L3901, and we bought it from this company right here, Dually Tractor. Had a great experience with them. They're out of Athens, Tennessee, as you can see. And yeah, so far we've got about 72 hours on this tractor. I've already done the maintenance myself for that 50-hour mark, and I absolutely love it. I think it's the perfect fit for our property and what we're looking to use it for, which is primarily, bush hogging, maintaining the about 10 acres of field that we have here, doing a little bit of dirt work, maybe maintaining the gravel road, which we've neglected, but we'll get into that, and moving around some gravel, moving around some dirt, creating food plots, planning, all those different things. I would say it's fairly light, medium duty work that we're doing here on this property. So anyways, before we get started, before we start talking about the tractor, I've got to do a little bit of bush hogging. So let's get out there on the field and cut her down, because we were just at a tournament up at Lake Champlain, and then we hung out in Connecticut for a little bit. And so the grass grew up pretty tall. So let's get out there and cut it down. All right, guys, so now that we did a little bit of work, let's talk about the tractor and my process, or I should say our process, because like I said, we kind of have a co-ownership thing going on with this tractor, 2 owners. But let's talk about my whole process of choosing this tractor. In the very beginning, one of the things that I like to do is do a lot of research. I am pretty spontaneous, so a lot of times I'm pretty impatient when I'm buying something, but a high ticket item like a tractor like this, I wanted to make sure that we made the right choice right off the get-go. And so I did a lot of research, and the first thing that we needed to choose was the brand. And Kubota is just one of the best brands that people kept on mentioning. That wasn't like at a premium price. The John Deere's out there, obviously that is a brand that is well trusted, and I don't think that you could go wrong with a John Deere. I don't know, but you also pay a premium for that specific brand. But Kubota was the next one that people were just like, man, if you are going for a tractor, a Kubota is about as strong of a brand as you can get. And I believe most of it is made here in the U.S., in Georgia. I might be wrong. You can comment below if I'm wrong. So we pretty quickly decided on a Kubota. We've also got another factor when it comes to brand is the dealerships you have in the area. We had Dooley Tractor, which, I was asking everybody around, if there's any really good tractor dealerships around that we need to look at, and Dooley kept on coming up, and they are a Kubota dealer, so we ended up going with them. Great experience overall with the salesman and the service team over there, so that kind of like sealed the deal on getting a Kubota. But after we figured out the brand that we wanted to figure out what size tractor we were going to get. And in the beginning, I was leaning more towards like a 25 horse because I was a rookie. I didn't know what I was doing, what I was looking for. And I learned pretty quickly that the 25 horses are cool because they got things like, you could get the ride over mower deck. You could get a 4-foot rotary cutter and a little tiny loader. But once I started, looking on forums and doing a little bit more research, I just found, man, we don't have enough time to rotary cut or bush hog 10 acres with a 4-foot mowing deck. So that kind of took the smaller tractors, the 17 to 25 horsepower tractors, off the table for us. And we were just like, we need to go up in size. We need to have a capable tractor that can do the dirt work we need it for, help us maintain the gravel driveway, have a bigger, at least minimum size 5-foot rotary cutter on it, and also be able to put other implements on there for the PTO drive on the back, and also the 3-point. So we ended up going to we were looking at I think the other one was the 44 horsepower Kubota. I don't remember the exact number. I'm going to put it below, but and we were looking at that one, or the 3901, and we just decided that the 3901 was the perfect size for what we're looking for. And I'd have to say that I feel very, very confident in our decision overall. The power has been nice. The capability is just right, and all that. Obviously, if we had more money, I'd probably go up in a size category. But honestly, I don't think I'd go any higher than this for what we're using it for, because I need something that's a little bit smaller, more compact, and easier to maneuver. I mean, we're not doing a large scale farming or agriculture. So this 39 horsepower range or really 37 and a half horsepower range is perfect, and the size is perfect. And so yeah, that's what we decided on. And then the next thing to decide on was what type of transmission we wanted. And since we are dealing with a co-ownership situation here, and this was kind of a point that the salesman rightly pointed to when we were buying this, is because we may have different driving styles between the two owners and obviously our wives. you might want the hydrostatic drive. So we've got the hydrostatic transmission, which means that you press forward, it goes forward, and you press backwards, it goes backwards, and you don't have to shift in between. You don't have to ride that clutch very much. So overall, we've been very happy with the decision to go with the hydrostatic transmission, because it's just really easy for any of us owners to hop on and use and have a similar approach to the way that we drive. You know, the one thing that I'd worry about with a traditional gear transmission is that one of us may ride the clutch a little bit more and wear out that clutch faster. So yeah, so I think the hydrostatic transmission is the way to go personally. Obviously it's the only thing that I have experience with, but I love it. The next thing that we had to choose from was either two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, and because we've got a lot of hills on this property, we decided to go to the four-wheel drive, and I'm glad we did, because even when it's not wet, going up some of the steeper hills, we do experience some slippage. So using it in four-wheel drive has really made a big difference. So that is how we decided on this tractor. I think that the transmission and the overall drivetrain, you know, between two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, those are kind of the big factors. All right, so let's get into what we started with as far as the implements, which is easy. You can see we started with the rotary cutter. This was kind of the first thing that we wanted to get, because I was just ready to go. I wanted to get out there and start maintaining the fields, and so a rotary cutter was the deal. We ended up going with this Land Pride RCR 1260 5-foot rotary cutter. So far, love it. I think it's got like an 1.5 inch cutting diameter max, so you can cut things up to an 1.5 inch wide. But it's pretty much handled everything that we've thrown at it here on the property. This piece of wood, if you're wondering, is just as a block. So when I take it off, I just block it up, but I've just left it on the back there. But we ended up going with the Land Pride over another brand, the Titan brand, because of another good point that the salesman at Dooley made, which is when we're using this rotary cutter, like in the woods and around trees and things like that, the Titan had a squared off rear end. So it was squared off, and as you can see, the Land Pride has a rounded back end here. So it actually deflects off of the whatever structure that we might bump into, as opposed to just slamming into the back and not budging at all, not deflecting at all. So I actually really appreciate this rounded rear end on this rotary cutter for that reason. I think that was a really good suggestion, and one of the reasons why I'm glad I went with the Dooley Tractor Company for their input. So yeah, but love the Land Pride rotary cutter. It's done really well. Haven't sheared any shear pins yet, so that's nice. And then the other thing that we bought originally was this front end loader, the LA 525. Has a really good capacity. It's been very functional. I don't know what else to say about it. It's been good. The other implements that we're going to end up getting, so I'm going to put this into the B group, because we already have the A group here. B group, which this first one probably should have been part of the A group, but we actually finally bought our box blade. Box blade is really important for, for grading and doing dirt work and smoothing things and working on the gravel driveway especially. So I'm really excited about using that. But literally just this morning, my buddy Seth and I, that I own this tractor with, we went out and bought a used box blade, a 5-foot box blade. So I'm going to go pick that up. I get to drive this on the road for the very first time, which I'm excited about. So box blade was a really important thing. We probably should have bought that right off the bat, but I'm glad we waited till we found a nice used one, because there's no mechanical, parts to that. The tiller that we're going to buy, which is another, implement that we want to buy. I want to buy new because there's a lot of moving parts there. But so box blade is another really important one for what we're doing here. And as I just mentioned, a rotary tiller is also the next implement we're going to be buying. I'm going to be buying that in the fall. We decided on a rotary tiller versus a disc, just because it just does a cleaner job, a faster job. According to my research, of course, I'm not an expert at this, but according to my research, a rotary tiller is just going to be cleaner for the amount of gardening we're going to be doing, and also for the food plots that we're going to be growing for the deer and the turkey around here. So we're going to get a rotary tiller. Still don't know the brand, still don't know the model that we're going to go with for that, but that is the next implement. And then if we ended up having some extra money laying around, we might do a backhoe and also a post hole digger. I think those are the only other implements that we're really, really interested in. Maybe even a finish mower too. But those are way on down the line. But the tiller, rotary tiller, and the box blade were the next things up, and I'm really stoked on the box blade. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about is maintenance of this tractor. So far has been very, very easy. I like to do all my own, maintenance on regular maintenance on my vehicles. Whether it's my boat, my truck, or the tractor here. And I've already done the 50-hour service on it, and it was very easy. So I'm very happy with how easy Kubota has made it to work on these tractors, which is a big consideration for you do-it-yourselfers out there. There's a lot of companies out there. I'm not sure how it is with tractors. Maybe they're all pretty straightforward, but when it comes to like trucks and things like that, there's some brands that just don't make it very easy for you to work on it, but Kubota has made it very, very simple. So overall, I've been very, very happy with the L3901. We've got 72 hours on it right now, and I haven't had the first issue. And obviously, as a newbie, I'm going to be learning a lot of new things, but I think we made the right choice for the property that we have here and the tasks that we need to get done. So thank you guys for watching. Again, I'm a fishing based channel, but we're going to be doing a lot more homesteading and property maintenance and landscaping videos as we learn these new tasks. So I would really enjoy it if you guys, even if you're not fishermen, subscribe to the channel and support the content that I'm going to be creating for this new category of content that we're going to be doing. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'm going to see you out on the water or out on the property.